What's up, everybody? Tony the Last Dragon here. And welcome to the Edge of the Coin. Now, what exactly is the edge of the coin? Well, for me, the edge of the coin is a representation of Black empowerment. And what I mean by that is that, most people live on the logic that, there are only two sides to a coin, and in Black people's case, it is, we, in order to, for some of us, it's either you have to remain in poverty in order to just live and survive. You have to survive and maintain on a low level to the point where it's basically borderline. It's basically borderline, if not simply poverty. But the flip side to that coin is, in order to make it, you got to sell yourself out. You got to kiss the behinds of the powers that be, so to speak, the dominant society. And most people, most Black people live their lives on that preface. They live on that, I may not be, and the first side of the coin is, I'm not broke, I'm not poor, because I drive this car, that car, or I live in this or that neighborhood. But how are you maintain? But are you in a constant state of growth? That's the thing. Are you in a constant state of growth? Versus, somebody from the, let's say, dominant society, giving you the opportunity to sell yourself. If you have, you have $1 million idea, or something, and, and they want to give you that $1 million, and they want to put you on. Yeah, but you got to sell yourself for that. And that is basically, the two sides of it, but both sides of that coin put you in, precarious positions, because on one side, you look like you are doing well. You look like, one side of it is, you look like you're doing well, and, you're driving, you're riding high, and you may live in this or that house, apartment building, whatever the case may be, but you really are struggling to maintain that. You're not growing, you're just maintaining, and you're kind of stuck in this perpetual cycle of just like being there. And then, but the other side of it is, you made it. You get to live, you get to, move up, Jefferson style, you get to move up, in status, and, you know, tax bracket and whatnot, you get to move up in that. But the trade-off is that you have to sell yourself for that. And you hold yourself at the mercy of these particular people's whim. You know, you can't bite back or have your own opinion of things or whatnot, because your bread and butter comes from that. You know, there's no like you don't have your own will to like, you don't have your own voice, so to speak. You just don't. But for us as Black people, there is a third option. There is. And it is what I call the edge of the coin. Now, the reason why I call it the edge of the coin is because, you know, it's a path that many try to get, but very few actually are able to navigate. It's very, very hard to just get it right and go, but it is there. It is there. You know, if all you got to do is step out, all you got to do is reach out, all you got to do is just put in the effort. And it does take time. It takes time. It takes, you know, it's not something that's just gonna just flourish, you know, out the gate. It's not something that's gonna, you know, just bam, hit you. It's not, you know, rare times it does, you know, you just so happen to link up with the right people at the right time, you know, and whatnot. But more often than not, you know, it is a road less traveled, but there is a great benefit to it. The benefit is you're in a constant state of growth. You know, you're in a constant state of competition, you know, and it's not even and for me personally, it's not even about being in competition with other people. It's about being in competition with yourself. How can you be better than you were the previous day, the previous week, the previous month, the previous year? You know, how can you grow? You know, the edge of the coin provides that. It does. And the thing about it is, most people, you know, most of us Black people, we tend to not really want to step out on that because, you know, hey, we're afraid, you know, we're unsure, we are, you know, we find ourselves, you know, at the mercy of negativity in our lives. And it's okay. It happens to every single one of us. But what makes us better is our ability to rise above it. That's what gives us the advantage, because once we do rise above it, we soar. We have the ability to soar to tremendous heights. We do. And that's really why I named my channel what I did, because I wanted to provide, you know, right now, inspiration. You know, at least words of hope, words of you can do it, at least words of it's possible, to inspire and to instill greatness in others, to say, hey, don't be afraid to take that leap. Don't be afraid to step out on faith. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Hell, I was afraid. I was afraid. Here we are. I'm doing this video, and this is my first. This is my first video. I'm stepping out on faith right now. Here it is. I said, hey, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of not, letting my voice be heard, not being a part of the people, and not giving those who need it the hope, the drive, and the dream to go on and do. Because I know, there's people who are out there who are thinking to themselves, man, I want to do it, but it's going to take this and that amount of time. I ain't got that type of time. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you do it, it's there. All you got to do is start. All you got to do is just start and maintain consistency. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And then be disciplined about it. Be solely disciplined about it. I've been inspired by so many people, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I've been inspired by these people. I've met some people, I've been around them. I felt their energy, have felt, the like-mindedness, and I've carried it. It's just a matter of putting it into action. And I understand it's scary. It is scary to put yourself out there and be vulnerable. But that's the point of the edge of the coin. You gotta ride the edge. You gotta ride the edge. And the most wonderful thing about being a black person, especially of a black American person, I classify myself as an FBA, a foundational black American. And the best thing, the absolute best thing about being a FBA is that we are not the cutting edge. We're the bleeding edge. We are naturally the bleeding edge. We are always ahead of the curve. We are. No matter what anybody thinks, no matter what nobody tells you, we are. We are leaders of the free world. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. I love you all. I'm here for your family. My voice ain't going nowhere. It may just start out as words, but I guarantee you it'll evolve into something else. And this is only the start. I'm Tony the Last Dragon. And welcome again to the edge of the coin.